Hello, everyone. Welcome to another rendition of Fourtress Finest, a spin-off of our typical Fortress Hub podcast, where in this version, me and Devin are just talking about the brand new Amazon show, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. This week, we're talking about episode 4. We're already halfway through this season. The Great Wave. Uh,
Ooh,
Overall, let's say this right at the top. Spoilers from the get-go. So, we'll say spoilers for The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy, obviously. Any book and lore spoilers, we'll try to segment so that they're easier to navigate so that listeners who don't know anything about this, and if this is their first iteration of Lord of the Rings, we will try not to spoil that, but
mhm.
be aware that might probably be minor spoilers for Lord of the Rings and stuff in there. We'll try to time code like any big major spoilers from those films, or if you haven't seen them, but any minor character things probably were going to be up out and out there and not tagged as much. So just be aware of that. And yeah, with that, let's get into this episode. We're gonna go kind of storyline by storyline like we did last week. It was just cleaner and easier to do that. Let's start. Hmm. Let's start. I guess let's start where with what the episode started with in back in Numenor again.
Yeah. For a second, I was like, "Oh," like, but it's like, no. But I think I like how they brought it out of like now they're gonna try to avoid this potential future that Muriel is.
You're talking about the big vision, the
Yeah,
big
the
vision.
big
Yeah, because as
vision.
soon as that happened, I was like, this can't be real. There's no way this
No.
is real right now."
Yeah.
And that we kind of called that a bit last week or the week before, where like there's clearly some kind of reasoning why
Right.
she's afraid that Galadriel is there. I mean, you find out later in the episode that her vision that she saw of the Great
Right.
Wave taking over Numenor actually begins with Galadriel arriving on the
Right.
island. So that was why her biggest fear was
Right.
that. So there you
Yes, I thought
go.
it was like some kind of prophecy or something, but it does make more sense that there'd be a
Right.
Palantir that could show them things. The question is that they've already like it's funny how everybody always lost the Palantirs, bro. Like we're in the second age. Shouldn't some more people have Palantirs still? Like
It's true. It's like these things that are so important and could monumentally change the world get like they're just like, they're gone. We don't
I
know where
feel
they are.
like people
Six of
made the
them. Six
Palantirs
of
and
them are just
they
gone.
instantly lost six of them. And then two of them, there was like one in Numenor and maybe one, I don't know, Valinor, maybe Linden, they had one. And then they lost theirs after 5 more minutes. Like, bro, like in the third age, they didn't know where they were.
This is the equivalent of people going camping and everyone getting handed their own
Yeah.
walkie-talkie and six of those walkie-talkies getting lost in the woods.
It's like, hey, we made these really cool seeing stones and we can use them to keep in touch. And we lost three of them immediately.
Every single
It's like,
one.
oh, they're already lost. Like, what? This is second age, man. Like, they're not supposed to be lost yet. I don't know. But I just thought that was funny how it's like,
Yeah.
just fast forward that conversation to like, in the future with Gandalf and Saruman, it's like, wait, aren't those all lost? It's like, yeah, they're only ever
Right,
lost.
right.
So,
I know.
but from that though, I wonder if the vision that she's being shown is, maybe being controlled by somebody.
That was the question. That was the thing I wondered because I like my knowledge of the Palantirs are they're like I said, they're walkie-talkies. They're more
Hmm.
communication devices between one another. So the whole idea of a vision is a thing that they can do as well. I was kind of surprised by it. So but yeah, like it could 100% be a manipulation that someone else
Yeah.
is doing as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and who knows? I mean, I don't know. We don't know what Sauron's, doing currently. So,
We don't even know who Sauron is currently, so that's also the thing. For all we know, we haven't seen Sauron. But yeah, so as far as like plot goes,
hmm
some big things happen, but I feel like episode 3 definitely had more movement forward
hmm
momentum as far as the plot goes. Like we got a bunch of big stuff happening and new characters,
yeah.
whereas this was probably the biggest thing was by the end, Miriel's decision because as soon as literally the moment Galadriel sets foot off of
Yeah.
the island, that white tree's like,
It's
"Don't
like, get her
do it,
back, get her
y'all,
back, get her back,
don't
get her
do
back.
it." Someone's shaking that tree like, "Don't do
Oh,
it,"
bring her back, bring her back, bring her ass back here right now.
which I thought was absolutely hysterical. I'm like, "Oh, I guess like that's a good marker as to whether or not you're doing something right or not."
Yeah. Yeah. What's the tree doing? What's the tree doing right now? All right, move it to the left, move it to
Right.
the right. uh, yeah.
But yeah, so as soon as that happened, I thought that was kind of cool how it, and that was her decision to keep her, and
hmm
they decide that they're gonna go march and sail down to the Southlands to help. I don't know if that's gonna be to their detriment or not, and, this to me, seems like one of those things where it's like, no matter what they do, it's like one every like those kinda time travel-y tropes where it's like, you know the event's happening and you do whatever you can to prevent
Right.
it, but, like, your actions that you're the actions that you are trying to prevent
Yeah.
happen are actually making it
Right.
happen type of
Right.
thing, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, because but like the main thing that they should keep in mind is like this whole anti-elf sentiment thing on Numenor. Like, and obviously timeline stuff had happened for different reasons, but like for the show, you like shouldn't this island was made for you by the Valar when you fought with the elves against Morgoth. So
Right,
shouldn't you then
right.
like I just it doesn't really make sense to me why the Numenorians are rejecting that other than it kind of happens after you can see it happen, in some stuff where like after a few generations you kind of forget where you came from.
Yeah, well, I think that goes to, like, a lot of what Tolkien talks about is, like, the corruption of
Right.
men, and how eventually, if you leave men alone long enough, they kind of turn into
Right.
giant douchebags
Right.
and, like, "Oh, we don't need any help or anything like that,"
Right.
and that's usually what leads to their
Yeah, and even the
downfall.
Numenorians are not, exempt from that. But I do like her appeal to like,
Right.
it's like y'all forget, like, did y'all forget who are like, yeah, like, this island was given to us because of our badass ancestors. Like, let's go out there and like live up to our name. And I love that kind of
Right,
theme of her
yeah.
speech of like, we're Numenorians, like, let's get out there.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
um, so I don't know, and I loved like that all the people volunteering at the end. So it looks like they're gonna have a pretty good size, army going out there.
Yeah, which it starts with, Isildur and his I don't know if I can call him his friends at this point. I think
Yeah.
they still kinda hate him, but, Isildur and them all volunteer first, which, Elendil doesn't look very happy, but either way, yeah, so it looks like Isildur might get his first taste of
hmm
battle coming up,
Ooh.
depending on what happens, but talking about Isildur, what if you know, don't say anything, Devin, but what the hell is west? Something is calling him west.
hmm
And by the look in your face, you might have an idea, so we'll move on.
I mean, that's where his family's
We'll move on.
from.
Which they constantly keep saying that's the real Numenor and but Elendil doesn't want it. He said that is dead. The past is dead,
Right.
yada
I
yada
mean, I'm
yada.
sure we'll find out.
I mean, we're gonna go there at
Yeah.
some point.
There's a lot of room that
Yeah.
they could play with, but I don't know. I just love the shot of him, like the thing, like where his friend called him out for walking away. And honestly, that made me think of something. It's like Elrond could have done that in the Battle of the Last Alliance when he's like walking away and he's like, yo, you're a bitch if you walk away right now, Isildur. And then he'd be like, you know what? Fine, I'll throw it in the fire. I'm turning around right now. Like,
That is, these aren't really it's minor spoilers for Lord of the Rings. That was something that always bothered me. It was like, if I'm Elrond, I am grabbing his ass and chucking
yeah.
him in the fire. I don't care. Like you're going to. Like, why did he? What did he didn't do anything?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah. RIP. But see, what he should have done there was just be like, hey, you're a coward if you walk away right now. And he's like, oh, yeah?
Right.
Oh, yeah? It's like, yeah, man. I heard if you have a small dick, you walk away. It's like, okay, fine. Only small dick dudes keep the ring. That's a big trucks keeping the ring. And what else? I don't know. We'll just call it
Right.
that. That's just big small dick energy. So
Yeah.
Elrond could have called him out for that. But yeah, I just love that little shot of him. Like it's like, oh, classic Isildur walking away. It's like, ooh, throwback.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'm trying to think what other major advancements happened in Numenor. Listeners, we literally just finished watching this, so it's very fresh in all of our
hmm
minds. Um, I guess one of the other things that happens before with Galadriel is, I thought was kind of funny that she mouths off to the queen and then he's
Yes.
immediately put in jail.
Oh my god. And then she goes and talks to Halbrand. He's like, have you ever tried chilling out? And she's like, what? Like
What does that mean? I have no chill.
she's like, wait, so maybe if you talk to people at like room temperature voice, like like with your inside voices, if you talk to people in a nice way, you maybe get more accomplished. It's
Right.
like, yeah, glad you maybe should have figured that out after like 2,000 years of being alive. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, so that bit happens. I do like how, she just takes out, like, 4 guards in, like,
that was
3
so
seconds and
quick.
puts them in the cell. I was like, "That was
I don't
pretty
even think they
badass."
shot all
Yeah.
of them going in there, but like, I just like, I feel like I looked up and they were all in there. Like,
They're all in an instant, and then Pharazon's standing there like, "I can't just let her leave," and it's like, well, I mean, she's gonna do the same to you if you if you
yeah,
try.
I was getting some vibes of like, yo, are they just going to kill her in an alley kind of thing? But then I was like, no, this is Lord of the Rings. This isn't Game of Thrones. Like, this is Lord of the Rings. Like, they
Right,
would
yeah,
they
no,
would
no.
actually do, take you and let you go home. It's
Right.
not quite Game of Thrones. But yeah,
Which is good because these are 2 different flavors and it shouldn't be Game of
yeah.
Thrones, you know? Alright, so that's kind of most of Numenor, so let's quickly get into our little I thought of a title for this section. Each of these sections, we'll call them, "Keep It Secret, Keep It Safe."
Mhm,
Um, this is where we'll kinda predict and spoil potential things, but, not too much because
mhm.
also I don't know. Um so just check time codes, listeners. I definitely got I'm a fucking feeling vibes from Pharazon in this episode.
Yeah,
Mostly when what does he have the line where he says, that it was either in this or in the preview for next week where he's like, if, after this, we will rule
yeah,
over the elves or some
yeah.
shit like that. I'm like, that is some villain ass shit to say,
And I
man.
think and maybe he is, like, just thinking about Numenorians are great, but he also, like Farazan's absolutely a bad guy, and I think he might be happy that Muriel's leaving because she might take more of, like, the people that are kinda elf, more Valar leaning with
Right.
her, and then he can I think when they get back, like, it's gonna be straight up, like, bad people in power, like, they're
It's gonna be like a
it
civil
might
war,
yeah, it might
maybe.
start the Civil War when they get back. So that I mean, for him, he might be happy to see her go. But yeah, I mean, I thought that he's definitely very suspect.
Yeah. He looks evil as fuck
Yeah,
as
I know.
well.
Like they didn't even have this. He's not even gonna have an evil glow up or anything. He's literally just gonna go from. He might not even change his clothes.
No, it'll just be the exact
He might
same.
he might just keep on that blue stuff with all of his guild crests that he has, and
Yeah. It's the beard, man. I think it's the
he's got
beard.
some big ass
Some
eyebrows.
I don't
Like,
know what it
yeah,
is.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's just he got a lot of hair and it's all evil.
Yeah. He would look good as an evil person, but I mean, well, he already does, and he already is. Very, very obvious.
Yeah. Last little bit of Numenor in this prediction section. Clearly, yeah, that vision is gonna come true
Mhm.
no matter what they do. That it's gonna sink and
Yeah.
Numenor is fucked. I guess the question is what this whole show is exactly how those events happen. Also,
Right.
what causes that wave? Is it a Valar thing? Are they saying fuck Numenor? Is it the word? Like, yeah, so
Yeah, I
it's
think it's
interesting.
Ulmo, one of the Valar, like, the god of the sea is Ulmo, and so he, like I'm pretty sure he shows up in person to, like, destroy Numenor, but it's sad because he's one of those statues on Numenor, like, so I think the one standing, I said, Nerd of the Ring said he was, like, Ariandel, I think, like, Elrond and, Elros's father
Elrond's
was
dad.
the guy holding out the hand, but there's a few more there, but Ulmo
Mm,
basically is, they have a special relationship with Ulmo because they are seafarers, that's the Valar of the sea, um, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he shows up to destroy the island, so
right.
in
I mean,
person.
either way, they're fucked. No
Yeah.
matter what happens. Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
fucked
it's
either
it's
way.
gonna be the unfaithful people's, like, fault when they start, like, leaning into Sauron's propaganda, you know?
Right. It's very much like this is like a weird Pompeii scenario where
Mhm.
it's just like a natural disaster and all these people are screwed.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it all goes down and when. I don't know if we'll see it this
Yeah,
season
no, I don't think it'll
or
be this
not.
season. It could be, though. It might be.
Yeah.
I doubt it,
It could
though.
be a finale thing, but that seems pretty early, so I don't know.
Yeah. But it is cool that they brought the audience in on it, though, because, like, if for anybody that doesn't know the lore, they'd be like, "Well, wait, Numenor is not, like, a thing in, Lord of the Rings." So it's like, "Well, why not?" It's like, "Well,
Right. Yeah, exactly, exactly,
there's
yeah.
a reason."
I mean, there is like yeah, there's a line in the movie is where Aragorn's like, "Yeah, everything fell. There's nothing left
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
Numenor or the Dunedain." Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I thought that vision was both beautiful and terrifying at the same
Yeah.
time.
I mean, there's, like, one wave coming in, there's, like, a massive wave behind it, so it's like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
But,
Ugh.
yeah.
All right. That is the end of this keep it secret, keep it safe section, listeners. You can come back now. Let's move on to Durin and Elrond and Khazad-dûm,
Mhm.
which boom, called it. It's fucking
Mhm.
Mithril.
That was a good call.
Called it.
Very good call.
So happy.
Yeah.
I really fucking love the two of them together, man.
Mhm.
I really enjoy their banter later on when they're talking about how they met and
Mhm.
who saved who, and like they're just constantly going back and forth. I really love that
Yeah.
between the two of them.
Yeah, no, me too. I think Dorian I do like more Dorian and Elrond.
Yeah, absolutely. I do find it interesting that, well, for one thing, I love that Elrond knows the secret code to open a secret dwarf door.
Mhm.
When he
Yeah.
beats on the door, it's like a like a dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun.
It's like, how the fuck did he figure that out? Like, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I just love how Doran's just like, he stumbles upon this like state secret bit thing, basically. Like, it's like the elves discovering like silk, in China. And it's like, oh, well, why don't you celebrate it?
Right.
It's like, well, I mean, obviously. But it's just funny how he's like, oh, cool. Just promise you'll never tell anybody.
I do. I like the swear on the mountain. Put your
Yeah.
hand to the
Yeah.
mountain and swear.
Then it looks like from the preview for next week, it looks like he immediately goes and tells Celebrimbor and Gilgalad.
I don't know. I mean, we know at the end, his father Durin, the fourth or the third, tells him to basically figure out because they both feel like the elves, specifically Gilgalad and Celebrimbor, are hiding something, and the reason why they sent Elrond here.
Right.
I don't think Elrond knows genuinely. I think he genuinely doesn't know either.
Hmm.
But it'll be interesting to see Durin go to Linden
Right. Because he
and
could
we see
probably
the
sniff
opposite.
out, maybe the elves are a little blind to themselves, but like Dorian could probably sniff out, like, this seems kind of suspect. Like,
Yeah, because like it looks like when we got that quick shot of Elrond and Celebrimbor, they've been working.
hmm.
That forge is they've been building a lot.
Yeah. Also, I thought that was weird how he was like, oh, I just totally just remembered that, that your dad said that I would work directly with you. It's like, you just now remember that? Like, that's kind of weird. So,
Oh, right. I wrote that quote down where he says, your dad once told me one day my son's or your future will be in my son's
hmm.
hands." Um, which we won't go into in this section right now. We'll wait a second, but I just thought that was an interesting tidbit
Hmm.
that he just threw out there. I was like, "Huh, okay,
Yeah, it just struck
yeah,
me as a little odd how he's like, but the fact that he said something about it is like, oh, I just totally forgot about that until right now. Like when you say something like that, it's like that means you did
right,
not just remember it right now. Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah, yeah." Like it seems like you're scheming.
yeah. So I don't know, man. Celebrimbor's being a little weird to me, but I don't know.
He is. Yeah, he's yeah. I mean, that's why I think Durin and his dad are on it. They're like, they're still we feel it in our guts.
Hmm.
They're hiding something still. One thing I did love was Durin lets Elrond keep the little sliver of
Hmm.
Mithril, and he says, "As a token of our friendship." Let's get into keep it secret, keep it safe for this section. And let's just say this is minor spoilers for Lord of the Rings trilogy. What the fuck happened? I think that's gonna be the biggest tragedy of this thing,
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean, from I guess
ugh,
this could be spoilers as well, but like I think that the dwarves, they just like I think they're going to be involved definitely in the second age here, but after they fight some battles and stuff, they just kind of like lock up. They're like, all right, we can't take like we don't want to deal with this anymore. They just like close their doors basically and close off.
right. It's gonna be really sad, if I would what I'm imagining is to seeing the no longer friendship of Elrond
Right,
and Durin.
but the door that they enter in Moria in Fellowship of the Ring, I'm pretty sure that's
Mm,
made from Mithril, and it's the Elvish word for friend. So maybe they're the ones
right.
that make that. But I feel like Elrond would have. I thought that that was way older than even Elrond, that kind of thing in Fellowship. But who knows?
Right, because I definitely thought that that door was the door that Elrond and Celebrimbor first used in that second
Right, but
episode.
I don't think it is. No, I think, and maybe they'll make a big deal of it. Maybe they won't. But I'm pretty sure that door is Mithril like laced, and that they like maybe
Right.
made it together or something like that. I'm not sure.
I mean, if it that honestly, that would make my day since, yeah, like you said, the password is friend and those 2 make it, like, that would be adorable.
Yeah. But here it'd probably be kind of sad, like they're making it, then it's like, then it closes, not
And
opens.
then yeah,
So
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hmm.
Um, that's kind of pretty much the whole, oh, and then, like, yeah, Durin nearly died for a second, I was like, "You better not have just killed Durin in this cave-in." I was going to be upset.
Yeah,
And no one dies. He saves all 4 of the other dwarves that were down there. Nobody
it's
dies.
because Disa sang to the mountain,
Yeah, she's saying to the
basically
mountain
screamed
and,
at it.
yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
scene,
that
that
was
whole bit.
cool.
I really like all that stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's pretty much all of that whole
Hmm.
storyline. If we forget anything, we can always come back to it. Let's move on to quickly to the final
Hmm.
storyline bit. which is with Arondir and who we finally get to see his face. Benjen Stark. I mean, Adar. Uh,
Ugh, yeah, some haggard ass looking elf.
yeah, yeah. I did notice he's got pointy ears. So there's your first
They're
clue
pretty
that he is
swollen
not a
though.
man.
So yeah, he's out of the first age. But yeah, I love the name drop of Beleriand because that's like, and you know, they don't have rights to anything from Silmarillion, so they can't. Like I'm surprised they could even say that, but they can't really say much. And it's kind of funny how they're like, oh yeah, by the river. It's like, yeah, the river. It's like there's a lot more than one river. But but yeah, no, I just love the name drop though. And like so they both were like a throwback to the first
Oh,
age.
oh, you're talking about the name drop of where they come
Yeah,
from.
yeah, where they both came
Okay,
from.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and they both, so they both were born maybe around the same place. So I'm curious to know more about Adar. I mean, they revealed him, but they didn't really reveal him. I think it's pretty safe to say he's not Sauron.
Yeah, yeah, and I was never I thought it would be too early and too obvious if that was
Yeah, I
Sauron.
don't think it's Sauron.
I think the biggest question is though, it's like w- what motivates him though? Because he said he asked him, "Are you a god?" And he's like, "Not yet, at least." So clearly wants to be a god.
Yeah, I mean, can I say spoilers yet, or potential lore
No,
spoilers?
save them, save them, save them, save them, save them.
Okay, I just want to talk about the origins of who I think he might be.
Yeah, we'll circle back because that's a
Yeah,
big
but
one. That's a big
you
one.
do
We'll save that to
think
the end.
I don't know. It's just kind of curious that he's chilling out there. Also, that he has kind of a very emotional connection to the orcs. It seems like, which like, first of all, how can you look at that red-eyed, ugly
Right.
ass orc and be crying that it's dead? Like, bro, that's the one thing about
Right.
Lord of the Rings has always
I
been.
mean, there's a reason they all call him father.
Yeah,
Like, so
yeah,
yeah, it's very interesting though that yeah,
yeah. I don't know. That's
yeah.
definitely twisting some, you know, and the fact that they didn't just all eat that orc. Like, do we not remember, Two Towers? Like,
I meets back on the
meats
menu,
back on the
boys.
menu,
Yeah,
boys. Like,
I know.
yeah.
But I guess they've been eating good. They've been slaughtering every animal they come across, so
Hmm.
I don't think they're hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. And then,
um,
oh, sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go
Well, I
ahead.
was just going to say it's funny how they release Arondir and they give him back his sword and a whole quiver of arrows.
They give him his bow. They're yeah, just go because
Get out of
that was
here.
one thing that I thought was interesting was like, so they're chasing him,
Right.
I guess for fun, like, or did Adar not tell the other orcs like, I'm letting him go on purpose.
Yeah. I don't
Don't kill
know.
him. He needs to get away to send that message.
Well, I guess catching that kid is more important to them than the mess. Cause like if they catch him, because now that they know he's in that
Oh,
fort,
that's true. They were chasing Theo at
right.
that
So
point, so
now that
that's
they
fair
know
enough.
he's in that
Yeah, yeah,
fort,
yeah.
they're going to attack him. They probably don't care who they kill to get to him, but they definitely want that
Right.
sword.
Which let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
Theo, one thing, man, he still has a terrible haircut, and
Yeah.
I'm
I
still
don't
kind of
like
annoyed
Theo
by
at
him as
all.
a character. I hope he gets better. I really hope he gets better, but
Yeah.
we'll have
I
to
don't
wait
know.
and see.
I don't like him.
But I just want to say, when if you're being attacked by someone, would your first instinct be to stab yourself with a magical blade so that it turns into a
Nope.
sword?
Definitely not. Definitely not.
He instantly went to it though. Like just straight up said, "Yep, this is what I'm
Yeah,
doing now."
definitely not a fan of that.
Which I found interesting that we'll come back to this whole situation in a second, but that it diverts back to just the hilt
Yeah,
afterwards. Like it doesn't stay. I thought like it was growing until it fit turned into a full-fledged sword,
right.
but no, it's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, that is kind of weird that it does that. So it's obviously some kind of dark weapon.
Right. And I guess it's maybe yeah, it constantly needs blood
Yeah,
to fuel it, which I guess is kind of worse. So that makes sense if
right.
that yeah, how
M-
evil it would actually
Right.
be.
Maybe Adar needs it maybe he needs it
It's
for
like a
something.
sacrificial thing.
I just thought it was funny how the scene
Yeah.
where Theo's running away or like he's like hiding in the village, he comes out of the well and he kept on like hiding closer to the orcs. Like I'm like it's like
No, my biggest problem was that he went back for the food.
yeah,
I'm like, just run away.
he was trying to carry a bag of rice with him. You are a fucking
Just
clown, dude.
leave.
Like,
Just get
and then it'd be
out.
like, oh yeah, yeah, go left, go left. Like they're not even over there. And he would go right. It's like, oh,
It
where
was
are they? Oh, I'll
ridiculous.
just hide right on this pile, like right behind this pile where there's another one
Yeah.
around. Oh, where are they? Right on the other side of this fence? Okay, I'm running right to the fence. Like, bro,
Yeah.
go somewhere else. Like,
I did love though the idea that he had to hide in that well for like hours.
Oh my god.
It was the middle of the day when he first went down there, and it was pitch black when they came back to
Bro,
him.
anytime somebody hides in a well, if you just stay there for like 5 minutes looking in the well, they're gonna reveal themselves. But whenever you
Right,
check a well
right,
for
I
like 10
know.
seconds, that's too easy. They can
Yeah.
just, they can hold their breath.
I always have that problem too, especially, like, every time it happens in so many movies, and it's very annoying, like, when he comes up out of
Mhm.
the water and he's
He's like
gasping for air, I'm like, "The orc would have heard that.
Yeah.
He's not that
Yeah.
far
Like
away."
the orc heard the bucket dink on his head and him be like, "Ow." And then he
Right.
didn't hear him be like like
Yeah. I hate that in any movie
yeah,
that
they
happens, and
always
it's so
it's the
annoying,
same
yeah.
thing every time, but yeah, I just thought it was funny how he's just like, "Oh, let me go closer to where they are," like, every time.
Yeah. I did appreciate the cool Arondir save
Mhm.
and the line, "They are coming."
Mhm.
As soon as he said that, I just got flashbacks
Mhm.
to Gandalf.
Yeah. And it was very reminiscent of, like, that scene. I mean, the music to me, I didn't really think the music fit that chase scene too much. Did
Hmm.
did you pick up on that? 'Cause to me, the music was
The
like
music didn't bother me in that scene. What bothered me, not bothered me, but, like, in my head, I was like, "I wonder what this would be like if it wasn't in slow-mo."
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're overusing the slow-mo, at least not yet, but when this happened, I was like, "I don't know if this needed to be in slow-mo." However, that shot of Arondir catching the
Yeah.
arrow from killing Theo and shooting it back was
I was
pretty
looking forward to
awesome.
that from the trailers, for sure.
Yeah, but I do wonder if this wasn't in slow-mo, if it would've
Yeah.
clicked a little more. I don't know, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, yeah, that shot was definitely the coolest one, but, like, I don't know, just the music made me feel like his mom was gonna get shot or, like, Rondir was gonna get
I
shot,
thought she was dead.
something, because like,
Yeah,
the music was so dire. I was like, "Yo, this is very somber, kinda, like, melancholy music." And then they all made it out, so I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, maybe that's what they wanted. They wanted you to think that either Theo or
Right.
his mother could
But
die
it
at that
wasn't, like,
moment.
intense chase
Yeah,
music. It was more like, somebody's about to
right.
die, like, and then they didn't. So I don't know. It was a little bit of a
Yeah.
miscue for me, but it wasn't like it was
Mm,
still great music. I just was, like, thrown off because I was, like,
yeah.
expecting somebody to get shot.
I loved that shot of them as they're outside the
Mhm.
forest when the sun came back out. I was like, "That is
It's cool,
gorgeous.
yeah.
That is really
It's cool how
pretty."
much the sun is playing into, like, this that orcs can't be in the
Yeah.
sunlight. That's and then they're, like, being very, like, you know, strict to that. I think it is actually, a big part of the
Mhm.
story. I think that's pretty cool because,
I thought like earlier in the episode, I thought it was funny how a cloud covers the sun,
yeah.
and then Rowan, the white boy racist, just dips. He's like, "I'm out. I'm out of here.
Oh,
I'm not staying. Bye,
dang,
Theo."
Theo said he said he was coming back. Like, oh man, he must have tripped or something. That's crazy. I'm surprised he lived. I mean, that kid could
Me
outrun a
too,
cloud.
man.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he even made it back. But yeah,
Yeah, I thought that was very funny.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of and then Arondir's back and he tells her the message that the people may live if they forsake all claim to the lands and swear fealty
Hmm.
to Adar, which at this point, now that he knows the daggers there, I don't think he cares whether or
No,
not they swear or not. He's gonna come down
yeah, they're gonna kill
and
them
find
all.
that dagger.
And I mean, and yeah, and then we learn that it's kind of throwback to what the warden was saying about like how we're watching them because of who they still are, and sure enough, the one guy comes out and talks. That older guy comes out and talks to Theo.
Yeah, his name is Waldreg,
Hmm.
which whatever. He's the guy who owned the barn.
And he used to have that sword, so he knows how it works. So
And clearly, he also a big fan of Sauron.
yeah, he's like, listen, man, like it hurts a little bit when you stick it in your arm, but hey, like we did some good stuff. Bad guy's gonna rise again. All right.
When Sauron comes,
All right.
it's
Trump
oh boy.
2024. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Like
That might be the perfect analogy.
we going back, baby. They're coming back. They're coming
Oh
back.
man.
He's gonna fix the inflation.
We-
Anyway,
We'll make the Southlands great again.
make the Southlands great again. It's all these damn elves. Anyway,
God.
we got too many
Oh
elves coming over
no.
the border. Stop. I'll stop.
Oh no.
Secure the Southlands.
Oh, I don't like how close. I don't like how this works so well. Oh, it's so funny.
Anyway,
But yeah, so let's get into keep it secret, keep it safe for this
okay.
section. Clearly it looks like there's gonna be some kind of a civil war in this location as well, with the
Hmm.
people who still kind of praise Sauron and Morgoth and all the other normal people.
I mean, it's gonna be like when the wildlings attack the wall in Game of Thrones. There's gonna be battles going on everywhere. There's gonna be a battle inside, outside.
It's gonna be
I mean, I
wild.
think what'll happen is the Numenorians are probably gonna come and save them at the last minute or something. Kind of
Right,
in Two Tower style. But yeah, I mean,
right.
this guy's clearly suspect, but he could probably tell him how it works and like what it is. And
I don't know, but that's the thing is like we don't know if this guy knows what it is. For all we know, all he knows is what Theo knows is that it pulls your blood if you stab yourself and it turns into a sword.
right, right. But I mean, we clearly got some Sauron worshippers here, so
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem with that is like and like what Halbrand and Arondir have noticed is like, yeah, there are people here that their ancestors praise
hmm
Morgoth and sided with Morgoth and that blood still flows through these people, even if some of them don't agree, but it's like clearly some of
I
them
mean, they
do.
could turn into the Easterlings, right? Or the Southrons. The I don't think they're the
Right.
Haradrim because the Haradrim are like I guess they're from further south. They have the Mumakil and stuff like that, the Oliphants. But like,
Mhm.
I think these might turn into the Easterlings though, especially if they do start like some. It might work out that like some of them just go with the orcs or
They just
Adar,
go with Adar maybe or
yeah,
something.
and then they become like the Easterlings, the evil, the wicked men, because
Maybe.
that's an ever present thing you know, in the Third Age. Like there's always wicked men that are working with Sauron and the
Right,
Nazgul
yeah.
stuff like that. So I think that's very
Yeah.
plausible.
Yeah, absolutely. Alright, let's go back to your quick, you wanted to talk about, Adar.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just curious who he is because like I wonder if they'll do another First Age throwback, and I don't know if they can,
Right.
but like I could see him being like one of the sons of Feanor who like the sons of Feanor are the
Oh,
ones that killed the other elves like to leave Valinor because they wanted to like they basically were like we're gonna go get the Silmarils back. It's they were the ones that kind of
right.
started the war, like the War of Wrath that the prologue shows.
Right, yeah, yeah,
Or
yeah.
I'm sorry, the War of Wrath is what the Valar did, but the elves left Valinor to get the Silmarils back, and the sons of Feanor are
Mhm.
the ones that were like the main ones behind that. But they took this oath where they're like, we will kill, like we don't care what it takes to kill to like get the Silmarils.
Yeah, they killed men, dwarves, and even their
Right.
own
And they
kind,
killed a lot
so
of elves, and they were
yeah.
very responsible for weakening the elven kingdoms against Morgoth. So
Right.
I think maybe he could be a descendant from one of the sons of Feanor, or
That would be
yeah,
interesting.
he could be one of them. I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious to see if he could be like a character from the First Age, but I don't know if they're allowed to say, like I don't know if they're allowed to use any of those
Yeah,
characters.
I would imagine not.
Yeah,
So it would be interesting. Maybe it could be a thing where he's not, but they basically take that storyline and just name him something else and then don't actually call back to that. It could be something like that, but who knows?
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But either way, I mean, he's been around a while, so I'm curious to get his actual name you know, and what he's
Yeah,
doing. So,
yeah,
uh,
yeah. I still don't think he's Sauron.
no, definitely not.
Yeah,
Definitely not. And maybe he
yeah.
could be the no. Well, wait, we know who the mouth of Sauron becomes eventually. Like it's like defined somewhere, but
We do? I don't know. I don't think
yeah,
I know.
I think
So
we do. But yeah, I don't know. I think Sauron's still been like I think he's around somewhere in his fair form, and I think he's already been to both places. Maybe not Numenor, but I think he's definitely talked to Celebrimbor by this point.
right.
But yeah, I'm curious but it seems like they're definitely setting up that the Numenorians are going to go help the people at Ostirith. Don't know how the hobbits play into it, so I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get a connection between all the characters at once this season or not. But either way, though,
Yeah.
pretty good, pretty solid episode.
Yeah, I think so. I still think last episode was my favorite so far of all four, but
hmm
yeah, still solid
Yeah.
episode. One thing I did want to mention, which I forgot when we were talking about Elrond and Durin. Uh, I feel so bad for Elrond when he's talking about his dad,
hmm
Arendil, about how basically his dad's the best person in the world, that the Valar blessed him and took him out from beyond the world, and now
Turned him into a star.
yeah, like he he will forever carry the evening star across the sky. Like that is hard to live up to. And like so when he's like, I wonder if he's looking down and proud of me or if he's disappointed in all my failures. I'm like, dude, you need to take it
Yeah.
easy. Like that's rough, man. Good lord.
Yeah. It's like, bro, you're probably not gonna get elevated to being a fucking star. Like, you're not gonna be a star, buddy.
Probably not, but like that's also
Yeah,
okay.
that's also good. Yeah, give yourself some credit.
Yeah, so, like, talk about daddy issues. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Elrond.
So, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, his dad literally is the one that responsible for, you know, the world being saved
He
by the
sailed to
Valar.
Valinor, they said,
So, I
yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty, tough.
Pretty big feat,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty big shoes to fill for sure. I think Elrond did a pretty good job. We know his whole life story. He did a
Yeah,
pretty great job.
absolutely. Um, but alright, listeners, I think that about does it. I
Mhm.
think, those are all the big moments of this episode. Halfway, 4 more to go, 4 down, 4 to
Yeah.
go.
One quick shout out. Let me get his name real quick.
Yeah,
But it's the actor. So he played one of the dwarves in the Hobbit movies.
in the Hobbit movies, okay.
Yeah. And he also played this orc that was like fighting with Theo, and he also played several orcs in the original Lord of the Rings. So I just a shout out to him. He was the one that was chasing Theo around the house and like had a lot of dialogue.
Oh, no shit. That's pretty cool. I think I know who you're talking about. I did not know it was him, but I feel like I have an idea who you might be talking about. Is it the Dory, Nori, or Ori?
Oh wait, maybe it's Nori. All right, Nori. It is Nori. Jed Brophy.
Okay, yeah, it was the guy that I
Yeah.
thought you were talking
He has
about.
like 3 hairs, but yeah, he did a great job. He was like he was the inspection orc in the extended cut of Return of the King, where he's like, "Don't you know we're at
Oh.
war?" Like, he did a really good job.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So he just loves being around some Lord of the Rings sets, man. And honestly, why would you not?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
All right, listeners. That about does it for us this week. You can email us at thefortress7@gmail.com, fortress.four. Feel free to send us any emails or questions or recommendations or anything like that. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram and the YouTube channel at the Fortress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Rate and review us 5 stars preferably. If you like this, let us know if you would like more of it. Thank you, Brian, for the art. Thank you, Alex, for the music. Devin, thank you for being here as usual. This has been a lot of fun. I like talking about this show.
Mhm.
I'm really enjoying it. You can find Brian at ITZ underscore, by the way, Alex at Peterson Films, and Devin. You can find him somewhere else because he's moving.
You can find me lurking around Numenor, trying to get people to
Yeah.
worship Morgoth.
And thank you, Jackie, for helping edit the podcast every week. Um, yeah, we'll see if we do this again next week.
Mhm.
And for the rest of these last 4 episodes,
Oh god, we're already halfway. It's crazy.
I know, it's nuts, it's nuts. I can't believe it. It's gone by so fast,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have nothing.
Hopefully Rings of Power or not Rings of Power. Hopefully Game of Thrones will last a little longer, right? Maybe they're going to do 10 episodes. I don't know.
They're gonna do 10. I think it ends like a week or two after. Yeah,
Dang
something
it.
like
All the fantasy
that.
to
So
none
not
of the
much.
fantasy.
Nothing. No, we're gonna have nothing for like a year and a half or
Okay,
something.
you can go watch Sandman on Netflix after that, okay? Get your fantasy kick.
Okay, all
There you
right,
go.
fair enough. Happy holidays, everyone, and put a code out there. Oh, I can't. I forgot. Hold on, Devin. I had another sign off for us to do together.
Oh yeah?
Hold on. Yeah, it's not from last week because obviously no Proto Hobbit, so we couldn't do that. But this one I had to subtitle and write down because I did not remember it. So let's see if you remember it. If not, I'll just tell you what it is. Rich crone kiss the stone.
No, I'm not going to get this one.
that's that's the dun 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 that
Yeah.
Elrond
No,
says on
Rich
the
Crone kissed
door.
the stone. How does it go? How does it go there?
Then it says polish your gems and gold.
Polish your gems in gold.
All right, so let's try it one more time. Ready?
Okay, okay.
Rich crone kiss the stone.
Polish your gems in gold.
Boom. There
There
we
we go.
go.
Knock, 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 knock.
All right. Put a code out there, everyone. Thanks again. Thanks, Devin. And we'll see you here next time.